In this video, I'm going to be telling you my morning routine as someone who's gone through a transformation from being really overweight, getting really bad grades at school, to now getting pretty good grades at school, predicted all A stars in his A levels, and having a pretty good physique. Also, I'm going to be telling you exactly how you can create your own morning routine so you can get similar results. My morning routine starts off the previous day at around 8:30 p.m. When I come home from the gym and I'm really tired, I just consume some social media content on like YouTube and stuff, and whilst I'm doing that, I track my metrics on a daily like performance habit tracker I have, and here it just tells me exactly what like good habits I've done, what I could improve for in the future, and how I could improve that. For example, if for like whatever reason one day I just consumed too much social media, or I like slept at the wrong time, I would put that in this template planner thing, so the next day I can look at that and say, oh, like that's the mistake I made the previous day, so I shouldn't make it today. I then plan my day using the daily template planner that I got from this guy named Charlie Morgan, which is really good. And then around 9 p.m, I switch off my phone and I just head off straight to bed. I then wake up at 6 a.m. in the morning, dedicating 9 hours to sleep. As soon as I wake up, I rush to my bathroom. I jump out of bed and literally sprint to my bathroom, and then take a cold shower, which if you're here to see any footage of me taking a cold shower, get off this channel, you weirdo. Anyway, after that, I go and do some daily like hygiene activities such as brushing my teeth, washing my face, skincare and stuff. And then I go and pray because I'm a Muslim. And then I sit down around 6:30 a.m. and do my first deep work session, where I do the hardest piece of work I have for that day. For example, if I'm doing practice questions on further maths, I would do that right in the morning. I do that for about 2 hours until 8:30 a.m. And then after 8:30, I get off my desk, go downstairs and head off to school. Now, this idea of a morning routine has genuinely really changed my life. I think that having this morning routine you can kind of fall back on, but also look forward to, is genuinely life-changing, just because when you're in the morning and when you get out of bed and you accidentally just go on like, I don't know, Instagram reels and stuff, you know that inherently is wrong because of your morning routine. You have something to do in the morning. For me, it's just get up out of bed and then sprinting to the cold shower. But if you're not doing that one thing, you know that whatever you're doing, regardless of what the activity is not good. And this provides a really good sense of reference for you. And then that makes like planning work in the future really easy. So in this video, I'm going to be telling you exactly how you can make your own morning routine with the key principles I'm going to outline in this video, and how you can stay really consistent on that, which will therefore just change your grades, change your life as a result of that. But also, the main thing isn't like the output we get from the morning routine. I can genuinely say that following this routine, if I were doing anything else except my morning routine, I would be less happy than me just following my morning routine. It genuinely, like, the second I wake up, I have a huge smile on my face. Not in like a weird psychotic way, but like I'm genuinely fulfilled when I have this good, like a really good morning routine that fits your character. It genuinely is like a fulfilling practice that you can have. Hopefully you can have the same, and then hopefully you can be more productive and stuff. So let's get straight in the video. How do you make a really consistent morning routine? Step number 1, set a big goal that you really want to achieve. I'm not going to start off this like video with a step about the routine itself. Before that, like the prerequisite to this is that you need to have some kind of goal that you're working towards. No one, like, doing your morning routine, even though it is like fulfilling, it does require discipline. It is hard to do. Like I want to wake up in the morning and genuinely just watch YouTube all day. But the reason I don't do this is because I have a big goal that I really want to achieve, and something that like will make me happy. If I like kind of fantasize about it, it genuinely makes me happy if I were to achieve that. And this should be your goal as well, pun intended. But before you even start up a morning routine, you need to have some kind of big goal you're working towards. For example, if you're a student, aim for the highest grade. Like if you're an A-level student, aim for the A star or all A stars in every single subject. Now, like there's 2 categories of people. When I say this information, there's 2 people. There's either one of them, like category A, where they're like, oh no, I can't do that because I just want to achieve a B, and like my university just requires a B. But the problem with having a goal that isn't like the best, like a big goal, is that Imagine like you're kind of sleep deprived and it's like 6 a.m. in the morning. You just want to stay in bed. Like a B in maths isn't going to motivate you to get up out of bed and then just go and work. However, maybe all A stars will. This is why having like such a big goal that's kind of unrealistic. So if you're working at like, I don't know, B's now, have the goal of all A stars. Like think about that, ruminate about that idea for a period of time. Imagine how you would feel if you got all A stars in every single subject. Imagine how happy you would feel. Imagine how like happy your parents would be if you went from the jump to B's to A stars. Imagine what else can you... I don't want to constrict this just to like studying. Imagine you're really, really overweight like I was. Imagine how good having a six-pack would feel to you. Then like imagine the discipline you would have to go to the gym. Having a big goal that's kind of unreasonable to like other people's standards is a good thing. I think in a book called The Magic of Thinking Big, the guy named, I think the author's name is Schwartz, David J. Schwartz, says like this has genuinely been proven to increase your goals in general. So even if you don't achieve the goal of all A stars, you're gonna get better grades than if you would have aimed for a B. So before any of this morning routine, like self-improvement stuff, just set a few really, really big goals that you really want to achieve. For example, I'll give you another example. This YouTube channel, I had the goal, like when I had 0 subscribers, I had the goal of achieving 10,000 subscribers. Like I uploaded my first like 10 videos and they all got, I think maybe 1 view, and that was just my account. But after that, they started compounding. And my goal was always that, oh yeah, I'm gonna achieve 10,000 subscribers. And now I still have like 3,000 subscribers, but that is still my goal. And I personally, if my goal was like 1,000 subscribers or just get monetized on YouTube, I personally think I wouldn't have achieved it, just because like it's that phrase, right? If you aim for the stars, then you land on the moon. But yeah, just set a really big goal that's kind of unrealistic. But if you set that goal, the worst thing that could happen is you just achieve more than you would have eventually achieved. But yeah, just set a really big goal that you really want to achieve. Step number 2 for setting up your morning routine. So now we have a goal in mind. We want to achieve something. The second main part is do some deep work or do meaningful work towards that goal in the morning. So like let's take the first student, right? He wants to get an A star in maths at A level, or he wants to get a 9 in maths at GCSE. He would get up in the morning and then do the hardest practice questions, or like the topic he's struggling with the most in the morning. This concept is called eat the frog. This is like, it's really hard to explain, but basically it's been proven that if you do the hardest work in the morning as opposed to later on in the day, you're just going to feel more happy in general, and also you're going to be more motivated to achieve your goal. And again, like this concept was called Eat the Frog by, I think, Brian Tracy. So if you're interested in like books and stuff, go read that book. But you want to schedule in at least 60 minutes of deep work before you go to school. This is very important. You want to have very hard work that's going to like push the needle towards your goal right in the morning before school. There's 2 benefits of having this. The number one is you're just going to be doing more work than people around you in school. Like imagine you get into school and you've already done an hour or 2 of work before anyone's even woken up. Like imagine how motivated you would feel, how much extra work you could do compared to your peers. The second main thing is that psychologically, if you do work right in the morning, it's genuinely the best feeling in the world. It's really hard for me to explain this in words. You really just need to try this yourself. Try it, and before you go to like university or school, try and do some deep work in the morning and tell me how you feel down in the comments. This concept of eating the frog in the morning isn't just constricted to A-level students or like students in general. I have a friend who is trying to become a professional tennis player, and I was talking to him the other day and he was like, oh yeah, I don't know what to do to improve like my tennis skills. I can hardly play tennis, but I was like, if you do the hardest, like the thing that would push your tennis game the most right in the morning as soon as you get up, then you're just going to be better. And like he took my advice. He started training like functional training in the morning, and he came back to me like yesterday and he was like, oh yeah, this really worked. I am a better tennis player now. So it's not just constricted to academics. Any field you have, if you have a big goal in that like concept or like that topic, just do the hardest work right in the morning and you will get better in that one like pursuit or one field. Step number 3, Now we have a scheduled block of work that we need to do in the morning. So we know that we have big goals. We know that we have like 1 to 2 hours of work right in the morning. Now the third and most important, I personally think that this is the most important thing of our entire morning routine, dedicating 8.5 to 9 hours minimum in bed. So for me, I dedicate 9 hours in bed, which kind of translates to around 8 hours of sleep. As young teenagers, we need as much sleep as possible. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. People who say that 7 hours of sleep is enough, or like that's enough for like teenagers and stuff, haven't done any research. Read the book Why We Sleep by this guy named Matthew Walker. So in the book, he says that like sleep is the closest thing we have to a natural steroid. So like, you know, in the gym, how people like get really big muscles by using like PEDs and steroids and stuff. That is a natural steroid when it comes to like focusing on work. So if we just lengthen our sleep and improve our sleep quality, that's just going to translate to better grades, if that's your goal, of course. If your goal is something else, it's also going to improve that. It improves every single aspect of your life, including the gym, especially the gym. I have genuinely noticed so much more development in the gym just because I started sleeping more. Before I had this routine, I actually had a really trash morning routine. I would go to sleep at around 9:30 p.m. and wake up at 4:30. And then that's what, like 9, 10, 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4. That's about 7 hours in bed, which is about 6 hours of sleep. Oh yeah, whenever someone says 8 hours of sleep, they're probably not getting 8 hours of sleep. They're probably just getting 8 hours in bed. It takes more than like half an hour for most people to fall asleep. So like, keep that in mind when you schedule your bedtime. But back to my story. I would literally fall asleep on the way to school and also sometimes fall asleep in school just because of how sleep deprived I was. I had this like weird psychological feeling in my mind when I didn't sleep enough, and it just didn't, like, I couldn't focus in class. I couldn't focus when I came back. I would always just come back and just take random like 3-hour long naps. And that was just because I didn't get enough sleep in the name of productivity and like this hustle culture and stuff. But after I read this book, Why We Sleep by Matthew Walker, like genuinely, sleep is such an important part of everyone's life. And if you just get like two hours more sleep than you normally do, and that would genuinely change your life. But yeah, the third main tip when you're designing your morning routine is just to dedicate at least 8.5 hours in bed. So that's what, if you go to bed at 9 o'clock, you're getting up at 5:30. That's minimum. My personal recommendation is 9.5 hours. I don't do that because like my gym, I go to the gym for quite a long time. I should probably like cut down on the time I spend in the gym. But if it wasn't for like the gym timing and stuff, I would be getting around 10 hours in bed. But yeah, right now my morning routine is, my routine is 9 hours of sleep. Please don't overlook this aspect of sleep. Sleep is genuinely one of the most important like things we have. It's one of the most important like just natural benefits, natural remedies that we have as the human species. Tip number 4 is don't overdo it. So now we know that we have to get good sleep, we need deep work in the morning, and we need a big goal. I'm not going to give you like a template or anything. Everyone's routine is kind of different. Everyone has like different bedtimes and stuff. But if you keep these 3 things in mind, you should be able to create a pretty cool morning routine. The 4th and last thing is don't overdo it. This is like a personal reminder for me. I'm the type of guy to randomly like put in my schedule that I'm going to try and revise 8 hours a day just because I have 8 hours of free time. I really undervalue sustainability and taking breaks, and that has come to my demise. I've genuinely burnt out so many times just because of how unsustainable my old routine was. So now like my new routine, I'm only doing I say only, but like I was doing close to 4 hours of work in the morning, but it wasn't really every day. It was like every once in a week just because of how hard it was to do that. But yeah, when you plan this routine, please make it as sustainable as possible. Like this comes from experience and so much mistakes and so much burnout and stuff. Just make it as sustainable as possible. Some people will be able to do like 3 hours of work in the morning. I found out that I wasn't one of them right now, but I can build towards doing more and more work in the morning. I personally thought I was way more productive than I actually am. And the only reason I found that out is because I tracked my performance. Remember, I said in the beginning of the video that I track my daily habits. And ever since I started doing that, I genuinely realized how unproductive I was as a person. And I urge you to do that as well. If you think that you're like revising 3 hours of work a day, genuinely have that. Like have that as a habit tracker thing where you tick off every single day, you revise 3 hours a day. And then you can see exactly how productive you actually are. Because I thought I was the guy like following his morning routine every single day. When I actually tried it, I'll have a picture up here somewhere. I was hitting like 2 days out of in the entire week. Like just 2 days in the entire week, I was actually hitting my morning routine. And I just thought I did that every single day. So that sort of served as a reality check for me. I'm not as productive as I thought I was, but I'm building towards that. And now I have a much more sustainable routine, and now I can actually sustain it for longer because I can actually track how often I'm doing it, and I have my morning routine checked off quite a lot now. So the TLDR of this section 4 is that it's okay to not be as productive as you think you are. You're probably not as productive as you think you are. I thought I could do 3 hours of work or 4 hours of work before school started, but I genuinely couldn't. So just track your performance, see what works for you, and make your routine sustainable. Can you do this routine for the rest of your life? Can you do this routine when you're ill? Can you do this routine when, like, I don't know, you're like when your legs are sore from leg day or something? All these factors are something that you should consider when making your morning routine. And the more sustainable it is, and like the more fun it is, the better, like the more fun you're going to have doing it, and the more productive you're going to be in the long term. If you've reached this part of the video, that's really cool, because I think my retention is about 5%. So if you look at the view count of this video, there's only 5% of that amount of people watching this video right now. So welcome. That's probably like 20 people or something. But I'm gonna go over some common mistakes I made when I did my morning routine. Number one is consuming social media as soon as I wake up. I've noticed a pattern in my daily routine planner that whenever I open my phone right in the morning, that day I'm more probable to just do nothing in the entire day. I'm more probable to not hit my morning routine the day I check my phone in the morning. And sometimes it just like happens, right? Sometimes like you have to check a message or something, and then you open another app and then you just scroll on that app. But genuinely, like, consuming social media as soon as you wake up is like a massive factor. Like, it's a massive thing that I did that contributed to me being really unproductive in the morning. So I would urge you to not do that as soon as you wake up. Tip number 2, eating as soon as you wake up. I ate as soon as I woke up today, and I could genuinely feel the difference when I sat down to do the work. I can feel the difference right now. Like, it's about 11 p.m. It's 11 a.m. right now, and like you can kind of see that I'm slow when I'm speaking to the camera. I'm kind of like lethargic and stuff. I keep on stuttering on my words. I've made way more mistakes than I normally do in the filming of this video just because I ate right in the morning. And the reason this is bad is because when you eat food, your body is using energy to digest the food. People don't know this, but your body uses like 60% of its energy just to digest food. And that means that when you're doing something else, when your body is digesting food, it just becomes like worse. Like if you're trying to remember something for your, I don't know, test or something, if you're trying to go to the gym as well, you want to eat way before or way after you do the activity, because it's just going to be worse because your body just expending energy when you're like doing the activity. So I've genuinely contemplated just like saying no and just ending this video just because of how lethargic I was because I ate right in the morning. And that just serves as a reminder that when you eat as soon as you wake up, it just messes up your entire morning routine. So don't do that. Delay your breakfast as long as possible. I personally eat once a day. I've started this like weird like OMAD thing. You don't have to go as extreme as that. You can just delay your breakfast as long as possible, and then your morning routine is way more likely to be better. The third mistake I made was looking at my school's Microsoft Teams as soon as I woke up. This is a completely different reason. I don't scroll on my Microsoft Teams at school, but especially as an A-level year 13 student, if I wake up and I like check my Teams, it just spikes anxiety in my brain. And like the whole point of a morning routine is it should just be this like weird calm grind of you just grinding on your goals. But as soon as you check something that spikes your anxiety, it just messes up, at least my morning routine. There's been times, especially during exam season or before exam season, I've checked my Microsoft Teams in the morning, and then the whole morning routine's messed up because I'm just thinking of that one email my teacher sent to me or something. So in my opinion, just don't do anything stressful, especially like don't check your like exam results right in the morning, because it messes up your entire morning routine. Because it will kind of like, it's hard to explain, but you just think about it the entire day, and you don't want to do that, especially in the morning when you're doing deep work. You don't want to be that one guy doing Anki flashcards, just thinking about something else, because it just ruins your session. The fourth main mistake that I made was having this weird perfectionist mindset, where either I did my morning routine in full perfectly, or I just didn't do it at all. And this is a really bad mindset to have, because like there'll be so many days when like something random happens in your life, but you can't foresee it. And then if you're that one guy that goes, oh no, my morning routine's done, so I just won't do it anymore, or I won't do the deep work anymore, then you're not going to hit your goals. Like, trust me, I've had this so many times when like something minor has changed in my morning routine, and then that just messes up my entire routine, because I have this weird perfectionist mindset where I say, oh yeah, if my morning routine isn't perfect, then I just won't do it at all. And this is a bad mindset to have. I'm trying to change it right now. But what I've tried to do to change this is, in my habit tracker, in my like performance habit tracker, I have a green color for all of like the good days where I followed my morning routine perfectly, and I have a red where it shows that I haven't done it. The orange color, the amber or orange, I don't care which one you use, but that color is to indicate that I've kind of followed my morning routine, but not perfectly. And that for me at least has helped me boost my productivity, just because now it gives you like kind of an alternative to the all or nothing mindset, where you have this color in your habit tracker where you can say, oh yeah, I did do my morning routine, just not perfectly. Hopefully now you know exactly how to create a morning routine, and hopefully you now like achieve your goals and stuff. Follow me on Instagram at shamalam.7. I don't really take emails anymore. I'll reply to your comments down below, but I don't really take emails anymore because I'm not old and I prefer Instagram. So I'll see you in the next one. Comment down below what video ideas you want to see next, and I'll see you. Bye bye.